Okay, I've cut that video off. I'm so sorry. I was trying hard not to do that. Anyway, I'm going to turn you around so you can see what I'm doing with this water. Here's our hot water bath right here. Just a big pot. This is a big stock pot. As you can see, that water is boiling. So I'm going to set you down just a minute and put the jars in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn you off and put the jars in. So bear with me just a moment. Okay, let me show you our beans. And these are going to be good beans tonight. Don't those look good? I've tasted them right now. Now, the beans are still too hard. They're not done. But I have tasted the juice. They're seasoned perfect so far. We may have to add a little bit more seasoning, salt that is, later on after I can taste one of the beans. When they get, I'd say in about another 30 minutes, I'll be able to taste those beans and tell you whether or not we need to add a little bit more salt. Anyway, let me go ahead and put the lid back on. Now I wanted to show you our beets. Let me pull one up and show you. Now these have got to cook in this hot water bath, and I'm going to put the lid on them in just a minute. And they'll start boiling. When they start boiling, we're going to boil them about 40 minutes. There's our jar of beets. Don't those look pretty? And we are going to boil them for about 40-45 minutes. That depends on where you're at in the country and the altitude. And you'll have to Google that. I go by the Ball Book. That's what I go by. And if you're wanting to can and you don't have a Ball book, tells you how to can, preserve, freeze dried, freeze, vacuum pack, everything. You need to invest in one of those Ball books. They're probably around $12, $13. They come out with a new one, every 3 or 4 years. Get you one of those if you don't have one. Now, that was all of our beets. And I had right at 5 pounds of beets, the best I could figure. So I've got a few left right here, as you can see. I've got them cut up there. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put those in a bowl and add some more of that pickling liquid. Wrap them up good when they cool. And I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. And in 2 or 3 days, they'll be ready to eat. And they will be for you to eat. It'd be like refrigerator beets is exactly what it is, like you're pickling anything. You know, sometimes you pickle cucumbers, or a lot of folks, and I have, pickled onions like that. But let me tell you something. If you've got it in your head you don't like beets, you need to give them another try. And let me tell you how I did. Now, my grandmother, my mother's mother, she loved the beets. And she always kept beets. In the summertime especially, she had a bowl of beets on her table every time she'd eat. And I made up my mind, as an adult, I'm not having them beets. I'm not eating those beets. They're not no count. I'm not doing it. Well, I got to, if you've ever been here in Knoxville, Tennessee, there is a restaurant, Altruda's. It is an Italian restaurant. And I go there sometimes with some friends. It's very, very nice. They have delicious Italian food. But what I wanted to tell you is they have a salad. And it's with an entree, it's all you can eat. And they have the garlic bread, like you, is unbelievable. You will lose your mind. I guess eating like that is how come I got up to over 350 pounds at one point. I can't eat like that anymore. I can eat very little salad anymore. It fills me up so quickly, I can't eat my protein. So I eat my protein first, and sometimes I'll have a bite or two of whatever else, a salad. Well, what I wanted to tell you about their salad. So the first time I went over there to eat, and they bring you this bowl of salad out. It's family style, so everybody at the table gets them some salad. There was sliced, not chunked up like I did, but 2 or 3 sliced beets in that salad. And one day I thought, well, you know, I'm going to try that in this salad. Let me tell you something. That was the best thing I believe I've ever put in my mouth. And from then on, I have loved beets. I truly have. I have bought them fresh like I did today and roasted it in the oven. You just put your little seasoning on there. We'll look up a recipe one day and we'll roast some beets. They are a wonderful vegetable. If you're looking for something different and new, try beets. I know you probably don't think you like them, but let me tell you something, they're really good. And especially, I wished I'd have done these sooner, because these beets, and I'm not saying that I won't, but this little bunch I've got over here that I'm going to put in the refrigerator, I can tell you right now, that would be delicious with these pinto beans this evening. That would be really, really good. But anyway, that is, I'm going to put you back on hold now that I've got to have 2 videos. You know what? It aggravates me when I do that. I accidentally. And if I go more than 25 minutes on these videos, then it won't let me post the whole video. So that sometimes you'll see a split screen, and that is the reason. That's the only way I can get the whole thing in. So today we're going to have a split screen again. I don't like doing that, and I've got to figure out something better to do, but that's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put you on hold. When these beans get done, we'll eat them. And I've been stirring them about every 20, 30 minutes, keeping an eye on them, making sure they've got plenty of water in them. Now, traditionally, folks call these soup beans. That's because they have such a wonderful, lovely soup. And actually, I can just eat a bowl of that soup. I don't even need those beans. The soup it is just marvelous. I love it. So when the beans get done, we'll be tasting them. In about 40 minutes, I'll let you see what our beets look like. Anyway, there's just something to think about. Try some beets. If you have to go to the store and get your can of pickled beets, you're going to like them. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I'm turning this stove off. Our beets have been cooking about 43 minutes. They should be ready. I know they are. So now what we have to do is get them out of this water. They need to come out of this water immediately. So let me pull this lid off. Set this someplace where I don't burn myself. You know, I'm notorious for doing things, so I want to turn you around and let you look at it. Oh man, don't those look delicious? And they are gonna be delicious. I'm gonna set them right here. I'm gonna turn you around this way so you can watch me where I set them. There we go. I'm gonna set them right here on this cloth. And then I've got a place over here in front of the window where I put my canned stuff until it does cool off, and I can deliver it to whoever I've sold it to, or we take it downstairs. We've got a heated basement, and we put a lot of our canned food, what won't go in the pantry, here upstairs in the house, we take down to the basement. Now I'm telling you, I don't mean to break my arm by patting myself on the back, but now those are pretty, and they will be absolutely delicious. Like I said, if you think you don't like beets, try it one more time, just one more time, and see what you think of it. I think you're going to love them. I absolutely think you're going to love them. So, let me, there's our beets right there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to walk over here to the other side of the house. I'm going to flip you around here. It's exactly what's going on. Oh, that's our clown picture. My daughter painted that. I'm going to take this right over there. Now, let's just see here. Oh my, isn't that pretty? I think that's beautiful, absolutely. So I'm going to set it right here. Let me set this down just a minute. And let me show you what I've got right here. I want you to see it. Now this is just a few of my canned green beans. I've got 2 kinds. These are the white half runners right here. Oh Lord, there's the dog's food. Those are the white half runners. And these right here, these kind right here, are something new. They're called Malibu, and they were stringless. Anyway, that's where I'll put my beets until they cool off. And then I'll pack them in a box, and I'll get them up there to Hawkins County soon. I don't know when, but he can't open them for about 4 to 6 weeks anyway. So let me turn you back around here. So we'll get that up there to him and see if he likes my beets. He must. He ordered them last year, and now he's ordered them again this year. So anyway, so that's what we've done today. Now I've got one more little thing I want to show you. Our beans. Our beans are ready. Let me get us a spoon. Let me raise this up some so you can see our beans. I think you can see that. Let me get a spoon. Oh my goodness. What do you think? Don't those look good? I'm just going to get a few here. And you know, the juice is my favorite part right there. Just my favorite part. And we're going to have some, probably some roasted potatoes in the oven with this. I am not going to make any cornbread, although I love the cornbread. I'm not going to make any today. We don't really need the cornbread. And besides that, I think it's against some sort of a law to be making cornbread without buttermilk, and I'm out of buttermilk. I know there's things you can do to pretend to buttermilk. You can add vinegar to regular milk. I'm not doing that. I have to have the whole buttermilk, and I don't have any, but I'll tell you right now. Let's try these beans. Oh man, those beans are delicious. They are seasoned just perfectly. So to about 1.5 pounds of beans, I put about a tablespoon of kosher salt in there. I didn't add any more salt. I'll tell you what my daddy used to do sometimes when he'd make pinto beans. You know, we was poor. We didn't have a whole lot of money. And we ate beans and country food. Mom and Daddy could make it stretch, and that's what they did. Sometimes Daddy would make chili beans. And he'd cook a pot of pinto beans. Now, we never bought canned pinto beans. I do on occasion. If I'm doing something and I don't have time to cook a pot of beans, I would never open up a can of pinto beans just to eat. If I'm making a soup or something that called for beans, I might open up a can. But my daddy would make he would cook a pot of pinto beans, and the seasoning, and he'd put it in just like I did. He'd add chili powder. And when those beans got done, they had a chili flavor in them. And about 15 or 20 minutes before those beans got done, we'd get about 1 pound of hamburger meat and an onion and chop it up. And he'd brown that hamburger meat with that onion and pour that in those soup beans. And man, now we weren't big on jalapeno peppers and all that. My daddy didn't do that. And back then, well, I don't guess I knew about jalapeno peppers. But that was our chili. And Daddy'd make cornbread, or Mama'd make the cornbread. Somebody'd make cornbread, and that's he called them chili beans, and they exactly what they were. And it was all about the seasoning, how much you like, how much put this in or that in. And now, of course, we've escalated. Now we know about jalapeno peppers, and we're not worried too much about putting a can of tomatoes in our chili beans, which is what we do. I guess canned tomatoes back then, if you didn't can them yourself, I don't ever remember anybody buying any canned tomatoes, so I guess they had them. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I've done today. I hope you will like and share all my videos. Robin Miller, the Winking Chef. And you know what? I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I sure do enjoy visiting with you all and looking at the comments, and I am blown away by all the people all over the world. I've got people watching me everywhere, and that is simply amazing to me, asking me questions and just being so kind and so polite and so nice. But I did want to say one thing that I've had recently several questions about, So I'm going to go ahead and answer it. I've answered it in the comments, but not everybody will get around to reading all those comments. You know, some of those posts have a lot of comments on them, and you know, you folks don't have time to read all those comments. I get a notification when somebody makes a new comment, and I try to go on there immediately and see who's commented and answer their questions or thank them or whatever. I know I probably missed some. But anyway, the question I've been asked on several occasions in the comments is, why winking, Chef? What happened to your eye? So I just wanted to go in here and tell you. When I was a little girl, probably 2, I'm sure I wasn't 3, I was hitting the eye above this eye right here. And you can't see it here, but I've got a little scar right there in my eyebrow. And I was taken to the ER, and they stitched me up. And my eye just got to where, you know, it opened a lot. I've got school pictures where my eye is open, but sometimes it didn't open. And then it got to where it just stayed closed all the time. And when I was senior in high school, we went to a different doctor. Now, Mother and Daddy had me to all kinds of doctors all over. They even talked about sending me to Baltimore, Maryland one time, and for people who didn't have any money, that was going to be a big deal. And then the doctor, and his name, and it's amazing that I remember that, his name was Dr. Turney. I don't know why I remember that, but he put me on a big green horse pill. I don't even know what that was. In my 2nd grade of school, I wasn't allowed to go to school because they really did not know what was wrong with me. But anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all that I started having surgeries after I graduated from high school. I had one doctor go in, and he said it was all these x-rays now when I was in high school they could do that they didn't have the knowledge to do when I was a little child. And so he said it was caused from a blowout fracture, so that pound in the eye, because I was hit. The cut was here, but I was hit in the eye. So a blowout fracture, it cracked this bone, and just for a split second, and when the bone fused back together really quick, it caught the muscles of my eyeball. And see, I do have an eye. Look at that. It caught the muscles of my eyeball and pulled my eyeball. It was always looking down. And he went in and he released all those muscles. He cut that away, and he set my eye. My eye is set like a blind person's, just to look. And I can see out of it when the lid is raised. It's not nearly as good as this eye, but I can see out of it. I have a very high threshold of pain in that eye, and it has a bad problem drying out. So my doctor that I have had for years, Philip Campbell, he's here in Knoxville, a wonderful physician. I wouldn't go anywhere else. Anyway, he doesn't want to raise the lid. The knowledge is there to raise the lid, but because I have other issues with that eye, he won't do it. So, and I understand. He said, you would probably end up losing that eye altogether. And should something ever happen to this eye, you would have to depend on that eye for some sight. So, and I understand that, and he's a wonderful doctor. He's out at Weisgarber, Philip Campbell. But anyway, that's what's wrong with my eye. It's a childhood injury. It doesn't bother me one bit to be asked by anybody. I've had small children, and they're always ready and willing to say, hey, why didn't your eye open? And the parents become instantly mortified, and I tell them, people don't know if they don't ask, and it doesn't bother me. But I don't know anything but this. Had it happened to me as a teenager or as a young adult, it would, I might just be really messed up over it, but I'm not. It's taught me things. One of the things it's taught me is patience, and it's taught me that sometimes this is just the way it is, and you have to accept things. And isn't that the truth, folks? Sometimes whatever's happening, we can pray about it, and we can do all we can about it. But in the very end, sometimes we just have to accept whatever it is. Anyway, I really, really enjoy you all, and I hope you enjoy this. And I'm sorry for the split screen again. I'm really, I might have to hire somebody to help me do this. I am I know what I want to do. Sometimes I just can't figure it out. But anyway, Robin Miller, your Winking Chef, thank you for liking and sharing all my videos. I hope you enjoy these videos. I hope you all can some beets. Can some beans. Hey, if you've got something else you want to see me do, just shoot me a little message, and if I can, I will do it. I've had several people ask me about things. Just the other day, a macaroni salad recipe, and I'm checking into that to see what I can find. Did you just hear that click? That was our beans. That was our beets. That was the click. You know, the jars, when they click. You can't see it, but you can hear it. I hope you could hear that. Anyway, the macaroni salad, I'm checking into that. I'm going to have to find somebody. I'm going to have to look at some recipes. I don't eat macaroni salad. And I don't know why I don't. I've just made up my mind I didn't like it. It's kind of like some of you people with these beets. Well, I don't like that. I'm not having that. And the truth of the matter is, I don't know that I've ever had any. So that might be a really good, fun experiment for me to do, is some macaroni salad. That business with all that mayonnaise, though, bothers me. I'm going to have to do something about that. I like pasta salad, but it always has a vinegar and oil-based dressing. I don't know, but anyway, I'll try. I'll be looking into that and a few other things people have asked me about. Anyway, I'm going to get off here, and I wish you all the best afternoon you can possibly have. I'm going to post this in just a few minutes, and you all have a great afternoon. Thanks for liking and sharing. I'll see you in a few days.